Hey guys, welcome on back to the Anchorage. I want to build a home server using a Raspberry Pi 5. So why don't we do that today on Pi Quest. Hey guys, welcome on back. And we are going to be building a home server using a Raspberry Pi 5. And we're going to need some hardware first. So one is the actual Raspberry Pi. Well, I've been keeping it inside of this gift bag because it was gifted to me by Mythos Omega, my associate out on Switch to Linux, and I've got it right here. And this is what it looks like. It's the size of a credit card. So I've got it right here. I'm not going to get all zoomed in or anything like that because that's just silly. But I got that there. So that's the heart of this whole system. So what I've got going on is, of course, I've got the Volkswagen cluster up on the shelf. 4 Raspberry Pis. It's a 3B plus, a 3B, a 3B, and a third 3B. So 4 cards all together, or single board computers. So this one here, this Raspberry Pi 5, I've got a very special use case for it. And for that, it's not really worthy of being stuffed in with the other 4. So it needs to have its own presence. So that is where this guy comes in. This is a mini PC case. So basically, when this is all assembled, it basically looks like like a desktop computer, case and stuff like that. It's mid. It looks like a mid-tower case, and so. It's got acrylic front and side and everything like that. So I've already taken this apart and I've already taken everything out of it to look at it, make sure everything's there, and it is. And it's just too much to go over with a video, so it'll just be really, really long. But I've got everything there inside of that, so everything's going to go into here. And because of this, but I will mention that it's anodized aluminum, essentially. It looks like anodized aluminum. It's black. It is aluminum, and it's probably just paint, but in either case. The goal for it is, I'm big on retrofying everything using wood grain contact paper. I'm going to have to be doing that to this thing, so I want to get all of that done before I actually start putting everything together. So that I'm going to be doing more than likely off camera. If not, we'll come across it, whatever. So we've got the Pi, we've got the power cord, we've got the case. Here's the solid state drive that's going to be used. Now the Raspberry Pi initially uses a micro SD. Basically, it's the size of a fingernail. However, you can buy what they call a hat, and I happen to have one here. That's this guy. I don't need it though, because I have an adapter inside the case. So the Raspberry Pi calls it a hat, and so what that does is that it actually bolts down or screws down onto the top of the Raspberry Pi using standoffs, which are basically just little posts that you screw on and such. So, but since I've got that in this case, I don't have to worry about that. So I've got a 256 gigabyte solid state drive right here to go with it. It's from Rangjana, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. It was $30 on Amazon. Really good reviews. So with less than 10 bad reviews. And the hundreds beyond that were all really good. So I'm going to be doing that. And let's see. So what do I got? I got the case, I got the Pi, I got the power cord, I got the SSD. Cooling. Well, this case actually comes with an active cooler. And when I say active, meaning it's a fan. of sorts. It's got heat sinks, and it allows the heat to dissipate from the processor chip, and then it's got a little fan in there that blows the heat away. It blows it upwards, and that's the active part of the active cooling. Yeah, you've got your passive cooling, which would be the heat sinks, but the fan makes it active by pulling that heat from the heat sinks and out the top of the fan. And that's really good because the case has fans of its own beyond that, and there's 3 of them, 1 for the top, 2 for the back, and they happen to be RGB. And I am so sketchy on that RGB. I might have to replace those because, on the box and such, they're RGB, but they're the unicorn vomit RGB. So that is, I don't want rainbow poop. No. Or unicorn vomit, because that's what it is. I don't taste the rainbow. I electrify it and I blow it out of the skies. We've got overcast today, so I win. So what am I going to be doing with this? Well, like I mentioned before, it's a special use case. It's going to be it's got something special going on. It's a Raspberry Pi 5, the absolute best that they've gotten so far. I mean, it's just like every time an iPhone comes out. Oh, the best iPhone ever to come out. Best iPhone to ever come out. Best iPhone ever to come out. Every single year they've done it. Boom, boom, boom. It's always been the greatest. Well, yeah, every Raspberry Pi is in the same realm. Every time a new one comes out, it's the absolute greatest. Well, in this particular case here, this is the first time that you've got a Raspberry Pi, single board project board, single board computer, that could actually be used for some light desktop PC tasks. You could do email, you could do web browsing, you could do all kinds of stuff with it. I mean, this 5 alone is more powerful than the Astro Pi up on the space station, and they've got 2 of them up there. At least I think it's 2. Definitely 1, possibly 2. This is more powerful than the 2 of those put together. This is the 8 gigabyte version. They come in the 2, 4, 8, and 16. Because like with anything done with computers and stuff like that, with the silicon and stuff like that, everything's easier to do when you double it. 128, 256, 512, and a gigabyte from that on. There you go. All right. So anyhow, this is a special use case. It deserves its own presence, and so it's going to be up there right next to Folkmonger because this is actually going to serve as Folkmonger 5. It's a Raspberry Pi 5, therefore Folkmonger 5. 5 by 5. There you go. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. And I need my water. Alright, so why don't we get this thing open, and we are going to... No, we're not. We're not actually going to be building that in this video. We are actually going to be doing it next time. Alright, well, thank you for coming along. Skál. Make sure you come back, and we're going to get this thing built. So, thank you. Talk to you later.